Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're taking a deep, focused look at a financial landscape that is shifting absolutely rapidly. We are, of course, talking about the booming digital asset market in France. Look, if you've been watching the European markets lately, you already know France is moving incredibly fast to position itself as a major hub for cryptocurrency. So today, we're cutting through all that noise to decode the French crypto market, giving you the clarity you actually need to navigate this fast-evolving space. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with the French crypto boom, then discuss choosing your exchange, compare top French platforms, cover how to buy crypto, and finally take a look at the future of finance. Section 1. The French crypto boom. Let's get right into it. Now, to really grasp the trajectory of French crypto, we actually need to anchor ourselves in traditional finance first. You're probably familiar with the CAC 40, right? It's the benchmark stock index tracking France's 40 biggest companies. And the thing is, it doesn't operate in a vacuum. The momentum and the capital flow we see here actively set the stage for how digital assets get adopted across the entire country. It's almost like a giant puzzle, because traditional market performance and crypto sentiment are now deeply connected. While the CAC 40 deals in traditional equities, its overall health heavily influences the risk appetite over in the French digital asset space. Basically, by keeping an eye on this traditional index, you can gauge the broader economic trends that end up directly impacting how digital assets perform. It brilliantly illustrates how these big economic trends really do span both worlds. All right, Section 2, choosing your crypto exchange. Let's talk about what to actually look for. So there are 4 absolutely critical pillars for French investors when picking a platform. First up is regulation and security. You want to look for adherence to stringent EU frameworks and, specifically, the French AMF guidelines. Second, you need a diverse range of supported cryptocurrencies, making sure you have access to the altcoins that are actually shaping the market. Third, you gotta look for low fees and competitive spreads, because you definitely don't want transaction costs dragging down your yield. And fourth is user experience and support. The crucial point here is finding a platform with seamless use and, ideally, localized French customer support to help you navigate any regional hurdles. Moving on to Section 3, comparing top French platforms. Let's see how the market leaders stack up. When we put these leading options side by side, some really distinct advantages start to pop out. Binance is leading globally with a massive 4.7 out of 5 rating, and that's largely driven by ultra-low trading fees and just exceptionally high liquidity. Then you've got RoboForex sitting at 4.3. They offer a huge asset selection and really fast execution, which is a real game changer for high-frequency traders. Meanwhile, AvaTrade comes in at a 3.8. It remains a super strong access point, especially if you're a beginner, thanks to its approachable toolset and wide market access, even if the fees are slightly higher for certain transactions. So, as you can see, this builds a pretty clear hierarchy. While Binance absolutely dominates the overall user consensus at 4.7, RoboForex is kind of your go-to for execution speed at 4.3, and AvaTrade at 3.8 perfectly serves traders who might need a bit more structural support and straightforward market access. Now, you might be wondering, what if you want to trade a traditional CAC 40 staple right alongside your Bitcoin? Well, platforms like eToro and IG act as a true one-stop shop. They allow French investors to seamlessly manage a hybrid portfolio without constantly bouncing back and forth between different brokers. It's an incredibly attractive setup for sure, especially if you want to manage cross-asset correlation directly. Section 4, how to buy crypto. Let's get into the actionable steps. So, are you ready to make your first trade in the French market? I know that even for experienced traders, stepping into a new, localized, regulatory environment can seem a little daunting, but the onboarding pipeline has been heavily streamlined over the last few years. The whole goal is to make entering this regulated ecosystem as frictionless as possible. It basically boils down to a rapid 1-2-3 process. Step 1, choose your crypto exchange. Step 2, create an account. Keep in mind, this is going to require standard EU-compliant identity verification, which is absolutely crucial for security. And Step 3, deposit your funds in euros. The top platforms let you make instant euro deposits via standard SEPA bank transfers or cards, literally getting you trade-ready in a matter of minutes. And finally, Section 5, the future of finance. Now, what's really interesting here is the growing confidence in crypto regulation. As the quote notes, the French government has explicitly shown interest in integrating crypto into the traditional financial system. Think about that for a second. This is no longer some fringe adoption. This is top-down systemic integration. It is totally paving the way for serious institutional confidence and widespread regulatory clarity.
And that leads us directly to the ultimate goal, which is this coming fusion. Over the next few years, we're going to see an even greater convergence of traditional stock exchanges and crypto platforms. The days of having your traditional stock portfolio completely siloed away from your digital wallet, those days are ending. The future is a seamless, integrated ecosystem where you can track and manage your entire diverse portfolio. Everything from shares in top French companies right down to digital tokens, all effortlessly on a single platform.
It's just a fascinating time to be watching the financial markets, especially in France, where this innovation is being embraced so aggressively. So I want to leave you with this thought to ponder today. As the old and new financial worlds inevitably fuse together, how will you build your future portfolio? Will you stick strictly to the traditional, or are you going to take full advantage of this convergence? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer today, and I really hope this gave you a clear, focused understanding of the French crypto landscape. See you next time.